One thing I've learned, man, just living life, the things that you let slide early will sink the ship later. And that's in every aspect of life, especially relationships. Like a lot of us, when we meet somebody we like, we head over heels and we just, move right past the fine print and the red flags and yellow flags and things of that nature. It's not that important. I'm gonna just let it slide. I don't really feel like arguing, so I'm gonna just let it slide. But every time that you let something slide, you are creating a new normal. And the problem with that normal is that it contains things that make you uncomfortable. It contains things that make you insecure, right? And though you may be able to tolerate it early on in a relationship, after a while of just getting hit with the same things over and over and over again that you let slide, you're gonna fold and the relationship is gonna crumble. So we gotta stop letting stuff slide early. If it's something that we know we don't like or we are uncomfortable with, it gotta be addressed right then. Not 10 years down the line after you got 2 kids in, but right then. So that way we can have a chance of fixing it. And if that person doesn't want to fix it, then we can go our separate ways and save us both some time. But everything that you let slide in the beginning will play a major role in sinking the ship later.
We get with somebody, or we become friends with somebody, or we start seeing somebody and we feel like, man, they did this, they did that. But since we like this person, like he said in the video, we tend to let things slide. They said this and disrespected me and I didn't say nothing back. Or maybe, the woman showed up an hour late for the date and you didn't really check her on nothing because she gave you this excuse that sounded good. So a lot of times, when we really like somebody or we want to be around somebody, we give excuses to them because we don't want to lose the person. The real way you're going to see if somebody's really for you is by nipping it in the bud and then seeing how y'all can work through that problem. If the person's not willing to work through the problem, then they not meant to be in your life. I'm saying they ain't got the same principles you got. And you should want somebody who has the same character as you. And that's not just a woman, that's people around you in general. You should want people around you who believe in working out a problem. Because maybe that person didn't know what they did was disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? And maybe they are willing to work with you through it. Or they're not willing to work with you through it and they did mean to disrespect you and they have a character flaw. That means they gotta go. For so many years, I didn't love myself. So I tolerated disrespect from people because I wanted to feel accepted. I wanted to be loved. I was coming from a place of having fear of loss. And most of us are coming from that place. We're not coming from abundance. So we feel like, man, like if I try to check this person, we may not ever be cool again. Or, a lot of times we're just afraid to lose people and don't understand that people are replaceable. And the thing is, if you really want that person to be in your life, would not a better way to see by seeing if they're willing to work through the problem? Because when it's good, everything is good, right? But what happens when it's time to put in that work? I think a lot of times we think backwards. We feel like, oh man, I'm taking the disrespect because that's what it takes for a situation to work. No, that's not what it takes. That it's backwards. When someone does something to you, the same thing you do with a kid, right? With kids, you have to check kids right away because if you don't nip things in the bud, it'll build up and it'll build up and it'll build up. And what happens is a lot of times as adults, when you put yourself on the kid level, you're gonna get disrespected. And that's why you have to nip things in the bud. Dating situation, business situation, friendships, it don't matter what it is, family, you gotta nip things in the bud right away because if you let disrespect slide and you feel some type of way and you don't stand up and say nothing, it makes you look weak. See, the thing is we always need to be able to think with this head up here, not this head. You gotta think from this head. When somebody shows disrespect, I need to let you know that what you did was disrespectful. And if you're not willing to work it out, I am willing to walk away because I will not be treated like that. Because it's like the snowball effect. It starts off small and then it starts to build up. And then eventually once you explode, you know what I'm saying? It's too late at that point. There's nothing to work out. And the other person ain't lost respect for you because you never stood up for yourself. See, again, I just keep going back to It's all about having that self-love for yourself, loving who you are, because when you really love yourself, and I mean when you really, really, really love yourself, you won't tolerate disrespect. You just won't, because you love yourself, you value yourself. So it's like if somebody disrespects me and I call you out on it and you're not willing to work it out, I'm good. I'm good, because I love and respect myself way too much. And the thing is, when we pedestalize people, or we're coming from a place of fear of loss or fear of not being loved, what you got to understand is you're going to tend to disregard some of the standards you have for yourself, because you're coming from a place of lack. You're coming from a place of scarcity, and we can't come from those places, because now you end up in a toxic situation that could have been prevented. This is why I speak so much on my channel about us continuing to improve our lives, improve what's around us, because a lot of times we end up in these situations because we don't love our life. So we're looking for an escape, and any attention that comes along that we perceive that we want, we go for it regardless of what the person is giving us. You know what I'm saying? Like he said in the video, we ducking the red flags, we ducking the yellow flags. We see them, but we continue to move forward and don't acknowledge them. And over time, it continues to get worse. So my whole point of this is, man, don't be afraid, you know what I'm saying, to call people out, or to call a woman out, or to call a friend out. We can't be afraid to do that, because the thing is, you're gonna get your real answer once you do that. And that's what we be afraid of. We be afraid of, dang, will this person stop rocking with me? Or will this woman stop messing with me because I'm calling her out? No, you know what I'm saying? You'll actually get to see, okay, once I call this person out, is there going to be a changed behavior? Are they gonna work with me on this issue? Or are they just gonna continue to do it? Or are they gonna be upset? Because either way, you're gonna get your answer. So there's no need of trying to avoid it and look past the red flags when you can get your answer right there. You know what I'm saying? Because it's all about keeping your time. You know what I'm saying? You don't wanna waste your time on people who are disrespecting you, don't have your best interest at heart. Like, there's no point in doing that. It's too many people out here that will put you first. But also too, like I say in every video, you have to also put yourself first. And with that being said, guys, that's my video for today. And guys, make sure you continue to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And I'm gone.